UNHCR's high-level segment on the humanitarian crisis in Syria and the surrounding region opened in Geneva on Monday. The conference is an acknowledgement of the generosity and the needs of neighboring countries who are now sheltering well over 2 million refugees.
This crisis has gone far beyond requiring only humanitarian assistance to displaced people. The Syrian conflict is not just a threat to global peace and security, but it results in fundamental structural problems for the countries of the region. They are going through huge demographic changes following the refugee influx, unsettling their social and economic fabric.
In Jordan, a rough city rises from the desert, sheltering over 100,000 Syrian refugees. In Lebanon, rural and urban refugees live where they can, clustered in tents or abandoned buildings. In Turkey, 21 camps in 10 provinces. In northern Iraq, these refugees find refuge in a park. In Egypt, where more and more refugees seek safety or a route to Europe.
The situation in Syria deteriorates further every day. The humanitarian calamity we face now is beyond our individual capabilities. It requires collective approaches as well as joint actions.
Neighboring countries have shown great generosity, but the strain on economies and infrastructure is acute.
The international community must assume its responsibilities towards not only Syrians, but also host communities, so as to allow Jordan to continue to be the haven and the sanctuary to Syrians and to be able to provide services and relief.
The Lebanese Minister of Social Affairs pointed to the fragility of Lebanon and the need for support.
أقول يجب تأمين الاحتياجات الإغاثية للنازحين لمنظمات الأمم المتحدة في لبنان وللدولة اللبنانية.
With almost half the population now made up of children, 1 million refugee children, there was a dire warning from UNICEF.
The world cannot afford a lost generation of Syrian children. Unhealthy, uneducated, undernourished, unprepared to take on the task of rebuilding their shattered country.
The World Food Programme provides food to over 1.5 million refugees. But thousands of communities inside Syria remain isolated and in desperate need.
This crisis affects women, men, communities, economies, and governments. Failure to reach all of the refugees will result in considerable pressure on already strained host communities and will exacerbate tensions across the region.
The hope is that it will produce a comprehensive long-term approach to the crisis that will provide development support for the neighboring countries immediately and for years to come.
Blockages enforced by extremist fighting groups prevent road access and some